I wonder why it's not showing up. You're live, but it doesn't say anything. Oh, there we are. Hello. That's a while back, isn't it? Egads. No, it's not. We'll get there from here. Turn on the torch, light up the flame. Time to melt some glass, my friends. There you are. Here I am to explain, to teach, and create. Again. Hi guys. Yes, 2 nights in a row. Don't have a heart attack. Yes, I plan on doing it more often. What can I say? I enjoy your company. Isn't that good? Already shows that I think one person is viewing, which is a good thing. Thank you for being out there, guys. Let me get into the let me get the live chat room going on here so I can make sure what's going on where. And if somebody says hello to me at the same time. Here we go.
This is the Ridge. It's a
Yay.
slim front pocket wallet designed to streamline what you carry every day. Expands to hold.
Oh, I definitely have to pause this. There we go. Skip the ad. Good thing. Thank you for being out there. Okay. Thank you, Brandon. Hi, how are you doing? I think I've got the speech.
Brandon Warwick.
There it goes.
Said. Hi, Lou.
I was a little faster than the speech thing because I'm just starting up. It's good to see some people out there already, and I hope to do more of these live shows. I really am excited. I like an audience. What can I say? I can't explain it. And it's good to have an audience. Oh, might help if I turn on the oxygen concentrator. And after we get a few more people in the room, I was going to show off what I did last night and stuff that I did some repairs on. I was going to Newbern, which is down the street, and was going to do some go to lunch with my mother. So I usually take a little bag of my figurines and stuff to show off to those that sort of like a tip for the waiter or waitress, as it were, so that it's a little bit extra, and I do pay them a cash tip as well, but that's just something extra for them to receive, above and beyond the call of duty, as it were, with what they normally receive from their patrons, I guess you could say. Anyway, I'm sitting here, and it looks like I've got 3 people watching. Thank you for being there. If you have a request that you would like to see me do, as you know, that's one of the things I like to do. And since we do have a few people watching, I will go ahead and show off some of the things I've done in the last couple of days. I didn't really turn on the oven the night before. I just warmed it up and brought it down, but today I actually brought it up to temp and then brought it down. Like, for example, here we go. We've got this, which is a gold rose that I did. I might have done that here, or I might have done it in Twitch. I can't get my story straight. And this is something I did last night after I got offline, which is a whole bunch of conch shells, pendant pieces. My mother requested them, so that's what I had done for her. So, a couple of these. And, of course, I did some repair work, and I still have to do a little bit more repair work. But this is one of the ones I repaired, which was a sea turtle. I think his fin was off of him. And he's got some nice diachroic, sparkly, glittery going on, which is a cool thing. And I also did last night on this show an implosion type thing going on, and this is the flower. It has white and black or dark blue petals in there, and you've got the middle stamen, and you've got the petals on the outside, which turned out really, really nice. I'm glad I had a chance to do that for you guys. It was simple but effective. I wish the camera angle, I'm seeing about getting some better cameras. It has not happened yet, but will occur eventually sometime, mostly the possibility at the end of this month or the beginning of next month. So that's my story there. This is some more of my bloom mushroom pendant pieces that I did, which is really, really nice. I like those. Oh, this is something I did the other day as well, an anchor, which turned out really nice. It's not a perfect anchor, but it would make a great pendant for somebody to wear. So, getting a little bit by little bit. Now here's the snail that I also did yesterday. Looking really, really nice. I like the way
Bridget Cleaner said, "Hello, Lou."
Hello, Bridget. Nice to see you, and I'm glad that we have people chatting in the chat room. That's a good thing. I was just going over and showing what I pulled out of the oven for last night. There's a little bit of a dimple that I wouldn't mind getting rid of on that baby, but I'll see how I feel later on and whether I want to warm it in and warm it out and throw it back in the oven. But since I'm probably going to get in and do some more oven stuff, here's a parrot that I did on Twitch the other night.
Bridget Cleaner said, "Love the snail."
Thank you, Bridget. They can be bought for a decent price. Get a hold of me through YouTube. Oh, man. The eye on this frog needs to be replaced. Dang it. Sometimes when I throw things in the oven, I just throw it really in the rough, and it gets kind of crazy. And again, these conch shells are really, really nice, as you can see. Just a second here. Where are we? There we go. That tells. Now I can see how many people are in the room, and also see my live video feed from my camera angle, and also have the chat room available so people can. I can see there's a little sharpness going on that one. Interesting. Things that you just sort of throw it in there and forget about and not really pay attention to. Another conch shell. Really like where these have gone. They've come a long way. And with this is silver fumed here. I plan on getting a hold of some gold wire. I ordered it from Mountain Glass Art just today. So sometime at the beginning of next week, I will probably have some more gold fuming going on. I have some gold, but it's just scrap from like a chain link, which is probably closer to 10 or 14 karat, which has more impurities in it to get rid of. But eventually it does fume out nice, but it takes a little bit of fuming going on. This is the unicorn head pendant. I did a lot of repair yesterday because of how I, like I said, I dropped a whole bag of little figurines on a tile floor, and I went, no! Good thing I know the owner, and he can do some nice repair work. And that's the way I am with my work, is that if it's mine and it's broken, if you get it back to me, you pay for postage, I'll fix it free of charge and send it back to you. But you still got to pay for postage both ways, which is like $7. If you think about it, if you send for mail postage to somebody and mail postage back, it's about $7. But we can work that out. And there's a dichro heart pendant, and I did a sea turtle. Very nice dichro, sparkly, glittery going on that one too. If anybody has a request that they'd like to see me make and do right now, I'm up for a small challenge, not a big one, but I'll do something. He had a broken neck. He had one broken leg, and I think his tail was off of him. So I had to take and redo the head and the horn and the back leg and the tail on this guy. So it's just a matter of replacing sometimes, and it works out real nice. This one was simple repair where the bail on top broke off. And sometimes I even go ahead and put Illuminati inside the lighthouse. And so if you put it under a black light, it will fluoresce green, which is pretty cool. Just an afterthought. And this bat here had a broken wing that I...
2 chooks. Said. A chicken equals O.
Okay, 1 chicken. I could do that. Nice idea you hatched there. Ha 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 ha. We'll get there. Now, gas is on. Let's get her gone. Light up. There we are. This is a striker, a grill striker, and it doesn't really have any gas in it. And that's, you don't need it. Most people like to use a short lighter and, you know, burn the ends of their fingers. But this, the spark is still there. Let me see if I can get you to see that. That little spark is all you need to light the torch.
Said. He.
Yeah. But that spark is all you need to light a torch. You don't need all the extra gas or flame. You just need that. Because you got the gas and you got the oxygen going on. All you need is that igniting start. And it goes out real well, if you know what I mean. Well, this is basically a chicken and or rooster. I guess I could make it more like a chicken by it laying on an egg, right? Or I could do the egg and then say which came first, right? Anyway. Sorry. I won't quit my day
Kevin
job.
Costello.
Hey, Kevin.
Said. I used dead lighters just for the spark.
Yes, it makes a big difference. And I go for the ones with the pyogesic lighter because with the flint, eventually that'll run out as well. And even when you got those gripper things that torch starter things, I don't like those because the flame can backlash right into your face if you're not doing things right. So that's my story to that one. And even a long, long time ago, I spent like $20 on just a grill starter that had the same principle that these dollar lighters have today. It just made me sick, but it made a lot more difference to me to not
Kevin
be singeing my fingers.
Less of an explosive hazard.
Yes. And less singeing of my fingers. If it's the closer you are to the flame, the chance of you getting the fingers burnt. So that's my story on why I used the longer striker. I say that and I've got a shorter one. Same idea, but your fingers aren't really, in other words, it's still a little bit away from the flame. It's not really right on top of the grill, on top of the gas igniting. Okay, let's get back to this chicken. Chicken! Who hatched that idea? I know I said it before. There we go. That's the body to the chicken. Looks like a chicken, right? Can't you tell that's a chicken? Most bodies to the birds that I do have a teardrop shaped fashion to them. Because that's basically, if you think about it, most birds' bodies are a teardrop shape. If you know what I mean. Then we go ahead and bring out the neck. I think I'm going to make this a golden chicken. Not golden egg. The chicken that laid the golden, no, but just a golden chicken. Because I'm going to fume it with silver. I've gone fume crazy in the last couple of days. What can I say? There we go. Now I'm just going to let that round down. Let gravity work with you and not against you. Right now, you tilt it one way and it'll go round into itself. You tilt it the other, and it'll go away. I mean, sort of draw itself out from the center. And this is a striking red that I'll use for the comb. There we go. I've got a nice yellow color here that I'm going to make for the beak. Why not, right? Get authentic. But the eye color, I guess I can...
Bridget Cleanard said, thanks to you I now how to silver and gold fume.
Thank you, Bridget. I appreciate that comment.
Bridget Cleanard said, no.
I appreciate that. There we go. I could make a rooster instead of a chicken, but you asked for chicken, so it's gonna be a chicken. Would rather see a rooster. I could put more color on the tail and stuff if it's a rooster. Let's see. Here we go. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a cold seal on the back of this thing, so that I can do the legs and the tail, or actually the legs mainly. Then I'll get to the tail. Oh, I forgot the eyes. A little bit of blue on each one. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and... Where can I hold on to this sucker? I guess I could do a cold seal up here at the top of the comb, but I just got to be careful because it's going to be sensitive and maybe pull... See? Maybe pull off of there. I got a better idea. I'll do it on the front here, like right about there. I can get to the wings, I can get to the legs and the tail from that spot. Well, that would be interesting. Let's try that. Let's see if I can make this work. I have an idea. You'll see exactly where I'm going with this in just a second. Oh, I gave it away, didn't I? Oh well. We'll see. Oh, come on. There we go. We'll use this. I hope I can make this work. A little bit more. We'll know in a minute whether I'm really in the groove or not. Do the tail. Tucked out that wing a little bit. Now, let's see if this is going to work. We'll find out real quick. I'm almost through with this. If somebody has another request that they'd like to see me do, let's go nautical. Think of a fish or something that I can do, like an octopus or a whale. Oh, that's right. I have to do a whale tonight because I was supposed to do a whale last night and I didn't get to it. So we'll do a whale. That'll be the next step here after I finish this guy. This gal, excuse me. Boop. Needs to be just a little bit more of a hole. Wow. A groove. That'll work. I've got it right. There we go. We'll do this. Oops, not that. This. That might work. Let's try it. Just a little bit deeper. Oh, come on. That can't be sticking in there. Tweezers, when you want them, they're never around. There they are. Couldn't have stuck in there. Unbelievable. We'll let that cool and I'll get them apart later. Let's do the whale and I'll come back to that. Sorry about that, folks. A whale. Let's do Jonah inside the whale, which will make it even more complicated, right? Right. We'll do a little blue man. It's going to go inside this whale. It's not going to be a very big whale either, but it will be a whale. Well, 4 main questions of who's inside the whale. Well, 4 main answers to who's inside the whale. Let's see how many people know it by now. If they've seen me do this, they might have seen me already know the answer to it. Got 3 people watching. That's a good thing. Okay, we're doing a man here. It's just going to look like a stick figure, but it's still going to look like a man at the same time. That's the main idea. Make the legs a little longer than they need to be. They'll sort of fold in a little bit as you stick it to the bottom. Now, if you ever want to get into hollow blowing glass, I suggest you get a blowhose and swivel. The blowhose and swivel are very, very important in that you can swivel your glass See, like this is a swivel here where you can spin the glass, and you can see my hands don't have to go wow, wow, wow. But it spins and keeps an airtight seal. And just a regular silicone or whatever tubing hose that you can get a hold of. I think in my case it's aquarium hose or air hose or whatever, but anyway, it's thin enough and it does the job for me. Now let's get, shall we use this? No. Never around when I want it, right? There we go. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. Ah, here we go. Yep, we'll use this. This is probably about 10, maybe 11 mil tubing. Heavy wall. You warm it in, ease it in. You don't just sort of, because sometimes it does stress and it can crack. No matter what you do, it can still crack. Now I'm going to make the main part of the body to this whale. Not going to stay on long tonight, about another 15-20 minutes tops. And then I'm going to call it quits for the night. Had a long day. I drove down to Wilmington with a friend to help him out move some stuff. So it was a interesting day, to say the least. What I'm doing now is just blowing into the tube, but I'm not blowing like a bubblegum bubble. I'm sort of trying to equalize the pressure a little bit more than the outside air is what I'm after. Let's do this a little bit longer. That's enough for the tail back there. Let's try to get this equalized a little bit. Got an itch on the end of the nose and you can't stop to just scratch it sometimes. Drives you crazy. That's what I was doing wrong. Got the wall a little bit too thin back there. Looking good now. Collapse it down a little bit maybe. I'm blowing in it a little bit, but not a lot. Just trying to keep pressure equal this time. There we go. Blow it out a little bit more. A little bit more. Now we're going to blow out the far end here and put the man inside. Flare it out enough. Get him on a nice little cold seal. It's going to be easy to come off, hopefully. Oop. Ah. Okay. There we go. Got the flat in the bottom. Now you seal them to the bottom of the whale's. Let it cool a little bit. And then you should be able to break it off right at where you had the cold seal going on. Come on. There we go. Tilt them the right way. Seal up the mouth, as it were. You can do a lot of things like this, and that you can make like a elephant with a baby elephant in it, a bear with a baby bear, Jonah inside the whale, as it were. 6 people watching, that's a good thing. I was trying to find out how many was in the room. That's all. And now this is where gravity comes in. You heat up the bottom where you just stuck it on there. And let him drip downward, you see. So that he's standing straight up inside. You can get that down with pretty much a lot of practice, but it does a trick in there. And you can see the man inside. Well, you can see the man inside there as we speak. Some eyes here on the whale. Yeah, this man's a little bit big probably for this whale's body, but we're going to let it happen.
Bridget Cleanard said, I will try that out tomorrow.
That sounds good to me. I'll let you. I'll have to charge you double if you do it right. Now, we got the grappler. Here we go. And we got to make the back end of this guy. Hold that on there. Snug it up. Oh, you know what I forgot? The whale's fins. The front fins, anyway. We'll do that right now. Not a big problem.
Bridget Cleanard said, will do my best.
There you go, Bridget. I appreciate your will for the challenge. That's the fun part. Again, if it doesn't happen the first time, just try to get better the next time. And if it doesn't happen the next time, try to get better the next time. Don't try to keep, working it until you can't get it right, and you just get too frustrated. If you know what I mean. Almost done with the fins. Oh, one's a little bit bigger than the other. Let's sort of do a little bit more on this side. There we go. Got it. It's making the fins even. Flatten it down. There we go.
Liliana Soriano said, I wish I had this equipment.
What equipment? Just a torch or This torch, yeah, you can do this with a simple torch too. It's just practice and learning how to control the glass. As I tell you, yeah, I know I've been at it for a while, but the best thing I can tell you also is that I didn't give up. That's why I'm as good as I am. I've been at it since 1982. November of 82 is when I started. And it is something I would have never give up if I had well, maybe if it was a choice between my kids and glass blowing, but wouldn't have met my wife if I wasn't doing my glass blowing. That's how we met. I gave her glass blowing lessons. No, literally, strictly platonic. We did glass. I gave her glass blowing lessons for like 2 or 3 years, and then we got a little bit more, as you could say, involved. Also, to save you a little bit of time and effort when you're doing like the back part of the tail.
Bridget Cleanard said, I know what you are saying, been there.
At the very end of the tail, I usually put just a little bit of a hole. Just a little bit to equalize the pressure inside the whale, so that if something ever happened to it and you had to go back into it, it can be repaired a whole lot easier. Some people don't think of that fact, but I do. I've had to repair too many things of mine and others. I even tried to make my stuff a little bit more durable. Except for when you drop it on a tile floor. But it's easy repairs. That's one thing I like about my work, is that I can repair it fairly easy.
Bridget Cleanard said, I mean never to give up.
Yes. That's where you gain, is if you lose your temper and walk away and never come back, the glass is won. But if you gain your composure and come back and face the glass again, you continue to gain power over it. And when you learn to let it flow and work in its parameters and not try to fight the glass, never fight the glass will always win. There's times that you can nudge it a little bit out of its proper location, but it's not good to fight it. I'll tell you that right now. The glass has a set of properties, and it follows those sets of properties no matter what goes down in its lifetime. Okay, we got to get the center of gravity a little bit better here on this baby. Maybe to flip the tail a little bit more forward. I haven't done these in a while. Well, I've done them recently, but I still have to get the center of gravity right. It makes a difference. There we go. Let's tilt it that way. That'll bring the whole center of gravity towards the body itself. You learn center of gravity as well. That is something that I don't know how to explain it. You can't be taught. You just got to keep trying until you realize where your gravity or the center of gravity on something is and keep it there. Oh, I've moved the tail in an odd direction too. Let's try to fix that. Sit here talking instead of doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Cleanard said, beautiful.
There we go. Whoop, just a little bit more. Let's try that. Yay! I better put that in the oven. It's a little bit on the stressful side, and I could go ahead and turn on the oven since it's that type of night. I know I'm going to get a few things done eventually. There we go. I may turn it off before, just to get it up to a warm temperature and let it cool down slowly. and then when I do a full load and let it go ramp through the whole paces. But this will get it at least up to warm temperature and let it cool down slowly. Now, any other request? A cat, a mouse, a swan, a bear, a whale, a snail, unicorn, dolphin. How about one of them conch shells? Oh, a seahorse or
Liliana Soriano said, "That's some serious skill."
It's like I say, lots and lots and lots of practice. I tell people cuts and burns and error and more cuts and more burns and error and more cuts and more burns. Speaking of which, see, at the moment I do not have any blisters on my hand.
Said, yes.
I don't have any blisters on my hands, and I really think that my glass, my fingers.
Can you do an example of repairing a hole in a tube?
Hole in a tube. Let's try that. That'll work. I could try to do that. But back to my hands real quick. I really think that my finger or my hands are in a constant flux of healing, where because I've gotten cuts and burns, and there's a nice little scar there on that thumb. I guess you might be, down the middle of this thing right there. More than my fair share of cuts and burns. And it's helped me to do hotter...
said, can you do a frog?
Yes, I can do a frog. And basically, to tell you the truth, how I sealed up that hole at the end of the whale, I made that big hole and then turned around and sealed it up. That's basically sealing a hole in a tube or whatever. But I can do that again real quick, and then I can get into a frog. Ooh. Speaking of frogs, let's do that. Make it even more comma-maculated than I have to. And then I'm going to quit for the night, okay? We're going to do this one thing. This will take about 15 minutes. 15. If I do this right. The time will just fly by. Literally. Oh, me and my puns. Me and my puns.
Null said, what about the side of a tube?
We'll get there. One of the things you're going to have to do is first warm up the tube and make sure that it's, well, let's make this a little bit smaller. We don't need that big for what I'm going to do here. Warming the tube evenly before you start working it. If it's cracked or got a hole in it. If you have all the pieces, that helps a whole lot. But if you do not have all the pieces, that's not a, I guess you could say, a game changer where you can't do the job. But it helps to have those pieces. If it's just a hole like blown out and then trying to seal it back up, it can be done. I've done it more than my fair share. Kind of hard to explain. I almost think I'm going to have to do another video just on doing repairs on tubes. But this one is going to also be hollow that I'm going to do right now. Tweezers when you want them. There they are. Egad. Come on. Work with me here, kids. Give it yellow eyes.
Bridget Cleanard said, good night, have to go, it is 2 a.m. and have to get up early. Thank you, Lou.
Thank you, Bridget, for being there. And I will try, if you want suggest a time that you would like to see me do it, and at the moment I have some free time where I could go any time of day, so that you could see it more readily for you if you'd like. Um, I know that's over in England somewhere, probably 2 a.m. Yeah, that's about 6 hours difference. UK area or UK time zone. Sweet dreams, Bridget.
Bridget Cleanard said, Belgium.
Well, you gotta be somewhere in the world. That's what I tell people. Like they say, hey, yeah, I'm from like Washington D.C. I say, somebody's got to live there. Thanks for being here, Bridget, and sweet dreams. Sorry, I can't. I will come on earlier. I could come in at about 2 or 3 in the afternoon here,
Bridget
which would make it
Cleanard
about 10 or 11.
said, and I will let you know a better time. Good night.
Good night. Now a little bit more on the end, clear dots on the end of each one of these little legs. I know you guys don't know what I'm doing yet. You probably figured out what I've got in my hands, though. But this is going inside. Okay. Yeah. Tweezers. I think I broke off his head. No, his eyes are still there. Everything good. That's good. Okay. Now, let's do the outer heart of this guy. We did the inner, now let's do the outer. Yep. Now we're going to do this one a little bit different. In that, about where that bubble is already formed, I'm going to go ahead and pull that whole little bubble off for this guy. Okay? I don't know how many people are in here. 9 people are watching. That's a good thing. Thanks for being out there, guys. And if you type in the chat room and say hello, as you can see, I'm very friendly and I don't chew people's head off too much. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull it off right about there. That will become apparent later on, but I'll have that sitting right there in the meantime.
Said, I'm still here.
Good. I know, I sit there and mesmerize everybody and they don't see what, it's like, ooh, don't want to disturb him. I don't blame you. But I do well with talking. Distracting is okay too, I guess, a little bit. Now the idea is to make this little by little into a bigger bubble. Tilting it backwards.
Brian Bonin said, hello Lou.
Hello, Brian. Glad to see you're out there. Do you guys like me doing these live shows better than just my videos, or what? And if you have some suggestions on what you'd like to see me do in my live videos, please suggest. I'll see what I can do. And one way, I almost am ready to start doing tobacco pipes on this channel, but I want to know what you guys feel about that. It is a step in a different direction, but it's also something that I do. And I know I've done a lot more figurines and beads on this channel than anything, and pendant pieces than anything else. Okay, I just blew out the yin, and I'm going to put this little figurine thing inside. Okay, that's that. I need a, let's try this for this. This is what I call a quick cold seal. See where the head is. There it is. Touch it too. Bring it in. Oops. It came out the cold seal before I wanted it to. And now it's not going to go out of there.
Null said, pipes would be neat, lots of coloring options and different styles, all functional too.
Yeah. Yeah, I do all functional if I did the channel with pipes. Okay, flies. There we go. Stick it to the... I think I got it stuck. Ah! Maybe it's stuck in the right direction. Yeah, we're going to let it go. Stay! Like it's got a choice now. Okay. Now I'm going to add some legs. Actually, I've got to put the head back on first. Where is that? There it is.
Brian Bonin said, I like video and live. I like your work and explanation of what you do.
Yeah, I try to, no matter what, whether I'm doing the video or live, I try to explain what I'm doing. But I do like the feedback from, and I do think that the quality has gotten better since the last time I did live video feeds for some reason. I think I was doing it through Hangouts, which still left a little bit to be desired with the audio and video quality. But now with this other video, I think it's BOS or OBS. Excuse me. You can see I sealed the head back onto this piece and pinched it in the right directions now for it being a nice little head to a frog. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it green eyes. And what I put inside there was a little fly. And this little piece that I have in my hand I call a frog with a buzz. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. I won't quit my day job, but I love my sense of humor. I can't help it. Right. Now we got to just do a couple of front legs and the back legs on this thing and pull it off at the tail. And we have a frog with a buzz. with a little fly inside. I also do a cat with a little mouse inside I call mouse in a catatonic state. I do an elephant with a baby elephant that I call elephant with a spare trunk. Of course, I do the bear bearing bear, which of course is a bear with a baby bear inside. I do, of course, the frog here. I do Jonah inside the whale. I also have done, well, sort of on the same line. I've done a shark with a leg and a flipper out hanging out of his mouth, but you don't see the whole man. So that's my story there. Now the back legs. Well, that's getting a little short for my fingers. No, 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 no. Yeah, here we go. A little dirty, so I got to clean it off. Ah, here we go. Now the back legs. Let's kick it up a notch. Get it going a little bit faster. And for those people who are looking and seeing me not having glasses on, realize I have on my shield, my heat shield there, I have a didymium lens that I am protecting my eyes. It is utmost importance, no matter if you're getting into glass blowing, protect your eyes. You protect your fingers and you don't want to get burnt, but you don't think about your eyes because it takes a little longer for it to manifest itself, as it were. But protect your eyes. It's very important. Also, common sense. Hot end away from you when you're working. You don't want to put the hot end. You put the hot end away because you consciously pick up the end that's closest to you, and you don't want to burn your fingers. So, hot end away. That way you'll pick up the closest end. Toes. I'm only going to put 2 toes on each little thing here, each little leg. Doing good so far. Now I'm going to use this little tool here. Pincher grabbers or whatever you want to call it. Let's get off the back end here. Again, I'm going to try to leave just a little tiny hole. Maybe it would be better to put the hole at the end of his nose. Yeah, I think I will. Put the hole at the end of his nose. Just a little bitty tiny hole. That helps to equalize pressure so you don't have a vacuum or overpressured with air inside. That's it. Got one little tiny hole. Maybe a place where the fly can get out, right? Right. Now let's go ahead and seal that up. If you're interested in any of these figurines that I do on my show, or even other figurines that you'd like to see me do, and want to buy something, hey, I could use all the money I can get. This is how I'm making my living nowadays. Glass blowing. Who knew, right? I did it a while back, and I haven't done it in a long while, but I'm going to get back into doing like at least one show, if not 2 shows a month, and try to go from there during the summer, which will be fun. A couple of more toes, and this guy is done, as it were. Any other questions or comments? Or, as I said, I'm going to quit here really, really quick after I, let's go put this guy in the oven. But again, let me see if I can, you can see the fly inside. And it is a frog, which was what you guys asked, which was hollow. And you saw how I resealed the neck, and you can't even tell that it was ever melted off or broken off. And that's how you do side tubing and stuff like that, or sealing it, resealing it again. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. There we go. And get my glasses back on. I took them off because, for some dumb reason, because I wear trifocals, and this tends to still help dry out my eye. But with the glasses off, my eyes don't dry out as easily. Also, another helpful hint with dry eye, if you have dry eye where you're doing glass blowing, if you can stomach fish oil, the little fish oil pills, they helped me have less dry eye, and that, you know, that wake up in the morning and have that gook that you have to try to scrape out of the corners of your eye. It diminished it almost to nothing. So it's worth trying, I guess you could say. Think about it in the long run. And it looks like I need to put a light somewhere over in this direction so that you guys can see my face a little better in this wonderful lighting I've got. It's made for the table and not made for my face. But with that, I think I'm going to call it quits for the night, guys. I appreciate you being out there as always. And you know my story, Carpe Vitro. And like everything else, enjoy your day. Right? Right. So